Okay, so hola, aquí estamos, and we are going to do a quick review of ser y estar. You will see that you'll be conjugating these verbs in your notes packets, notes packets, en el presente, el pretérito y el imperfecto. Because we've done el presente y el pretérito already, we'll be moving on to el imperfecto pretty soon. So it's just best that you have all of this information available to you now. Although for our purposes in terms of the start of this unit discussing geografía, geography, and things along those lines, you'll generally be using the present tense, but it is best that you have all of this as a reference for the remainder of the year. So, as you already know, ser y estar son dos verbos irregulares. They are irregular in every single conjugation with the exception of the imperfect conjugations of estar, and they both mean to be, and they're used for different things. To get us started, as you can see here, you need to be aware of how to conjugate the verb. So for ser, we have en el presente, which is your top left-hand box on página una. Yo soy, tú eres, él, ella o usted es, nosotros somos, vosotros sois, and ellos, ellas, or ustedes son. En el pretérito, and remember please that these are also the same conjugations as the verb ir, to go, en el pretérito. We have yo fui, tú fuiste, él, ella, usted fue, nosotros fuimos, vosotros fuisteis, and ellos, ellas, or ustedes fueron. And finally, for el imperfecto, yo era, tú eras, él, ella, or usted era, nosotros éramos, we were, vosotros erais, and ellos, ellas, or ustedes eran. Now, all that should look somewhat familiar to you. Hopefully, you've seen it to some extent in the past. But what we really want to focus on here is when we use ser, cuando usamos ser. So in this class, we use a little acronym called Doctor Pelt. The letters in the word doctor are the reasons why we use ser, and the letters in the word pelt are the reasons why we use estar. So please pay attention, take good notes, get the examples down, and if you have questions, as always, please call me over and do not hesitate to ask. So when we use ser, first thing you need to be aware of, if you see the doctor thing on the first page, so write it down actually on page 1 before you continue to move on to this. So the D is for description. The first O is for origin. The C is for characteristics. So we're really talking about personality there, like, characteristics, describe yourself, what do you like? The T is for time. The second O is occupation, so someone's job, someone's profession. And the R is for relationships. How are you related to someone else? So even though some relationships can be temporary, couples break up all the time, you still use ser to talk about boyfriend, girlfriend, parent, sibling, friend, etc. Okay? So with that out of the way, let's move forward to página dos now. So the D for description. We have la escuela secundaria de FHS es muy grande. Es una escuela con una población diversa. So the use of ser here, because we're saying Framingham High School is very big, and it's a school with a diverse population. Origin. La señora es de Chicago. ¿De dónde son ustedes? Señora's from Chicago. Where are you from? Or from where are you all, if we're going to speak correctly. The C, characteristics, so traits. Okay, so like really personality traits. So los estudiantes son trabajadores. Es un grupo que hace muchas preguntas y siempre quiere aprender más. The students are hardworking. It's a group that asks a lot of questions and always wants to learn more. So in this case, of course, I'm using the verb ser to describe the personalities from students. Time. Ooh, clearly I did this at some point in time when it was not October. But we had es miércoles el 11 de septiembre. Son las 9:15 de la mañana. So at the time I wrote this, it was Wednesday, September 11th. You could certainly say it is Monday, October 16th, or Tuesday, October 17th, if you prefer, whatever you're taking these. And it is 9:15, 9:15, 9:15 in the morning. Whenever you're telling time, always use ser. And finally, we have occupation. La señora es profesora de español. Ustedes son estudiantes. Señora is a Spanish teacher. And you all are students. And relationship. Mis padres son Roz and Seth. Yo soy su hija. También Sarah y Noah son mis hermanos menores. So my parents are Roz and Seth. I am their daughter. So their relationship to me and my relationship to them. También Sarah and Noah. Also, Sarah and Noah are my younger siblings. So Sarah's my younger sister and Noah is my younger brother. So I am the oldest. Yo soy la mayor. La mayor. I am the oldest. Moving on to estar. ¿Cómo conjugamos el verbo estar en el presente? Estar we use to talk about things that are generally temporary. So keep that in mind, okay? We have yo estoy. Tú estás. Él, ella, or usted está. Nosotros estamos. Vosotros estáis. And ellos or ustedes están. Moving on to estar en el pretérito. Yo estuve. Tú estuviste. Él, ella, or usted estuvo. Nosotros estuvimos. Vosotros estuvisteis. And ellos or ustedes estuvieron. Finally, el imperfecto is the one case in which one of these verbs is completely, totally, and utterly regular, normal, and boring. So we have yo estaba, tú estabas, él, ella, or usted estaba. Nosotros estábamos, vosotros estabais, and ellos or ustedes estaban. And before we move on to our reasons, you can see here the reasons why we use estar. We have pelt. So P is for presente progresivo, the present progressive. You can also use the imperfect progressive, but for now we'll say, the progressive tenses, and you'll see an example of that. If it turns out it's something with which you're not familiar, please let me know so we can touch on it later this year. The E is for emotions, the L is for location, and for the T is for temporary, things that are usually temporary. See? So for el presente progresivo, at the bottom of página 3, we have as our examples. ¿Qué están haciendo ahora? Nosotros estamos escribiendo apuntes sobre ser y estar. What are you all doing now? We're writing notes about ser and estar, just like you told us to, señora. The E is for emotion. ¿Cómo estás tú hoy? Hoy yo estoy feliz y emocionada. So today I'm happy and excited. Emocionada is a false cognate. It does not mean emotional. It does mean excited. Please keep that in mind forever and ever and ever for the rest of your Spanish career, however long that lasts, whether it's for years and years like me or through high school or sophomore or junior year. Very important. Emocionada or emocionada means excited. Location, on página 4. La escuela de FHS está en la calle A en Framingham. El centro comercial está en Natick. At Framingham High School is on A Street in Framingham, and the mall is in Natick. And temporary. Ahora, yo estoy cansada. ¿Estás tú enfermo hoy? Now I'm tired. Are you sick today? And you'll notice there that there is an emphasis on the time being now or today. So you're really trying to emphasize that when you're using estar to discuss something temporary, that whatever's going on is kind of going on in the moment or was going on at a specific point in time, but then was no longer going on. Therefore, it was temporary. So, muchas gracias. And when you're done, you can move on to the next activity.